Now move on to motion 3, protecting community cohesion and public services from asylum accommodation in Oldham. I call on Councillor Woodvine to move and Councillor Arnott to second.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. 2025 has seen over 25,000 people crossing the Channel on small boats alone. Since July 2024, over 50,000 people have crossed the Channel, leaving immigration policy under this government in tatters. Since the Labour Party formed the UK government, there have been a record 111,000 asylum claims. Claims for refugee status have hit a record high, and there has been an 8% rise in the use of hotel accommodation for asylum seekers. Removals of small boat arrivals are lower than when the Conservatives left government, and the number of asylum seekers being housed in hotels is still higher than under the Conservatives. This issue is only going to get worse, particularly with the Home Office budget being cut in real terms by 2.2%. Arrivals are up, yet the Labour Party still promised to end the use of hotels. Much like smashing the gangs, this is yet another promise that they haven't delivered on. But it means only one thing: they will start using housing stock, potentially social housing, pushing local people further down the waiting lists, or even consuming the rental markets. It was widely reported in the Daily Telegraph that Serco are actively considering using non-hotel accommodation in Oldham, and this Conservative group have long been seeking clarification on any plans to house illegal migrants and asylum seekers in our borough. No such clarity has been forthcoming. Thankfully, this council has adopted the Conservative group's policy of introducing a borough-wide Article 4 direction. But this remains concerning considering the increase in HMOs across Oldham in recent time. Sir Keir himself proclaims there is lots of housing to be used. I fear Labour here will bow to Labour in Westminster. This council is the democratic voice of our towns and villages, and we should have a say in how any accommodation needs are managed and delivered. Therefore, we should follow the lead of Conservative-led local authorities in seeking legal advice and challenging Home Office contracts. Senior Conservative politicians have visited France and witnessed first-hand the shocking situation. In some cases, shootings, stabbings, machete attacks, sexual assault, not to mention the litter strewn across the beaches. While I realise the Deputy Leader of the Council, Councillor Taylor, is in favour of this coming to Oldham and Saddleworth, I am not, and I believe this council should seek to protect community cohesion and public services. This is not some distant problem. It strikes here in Oldham, and we are seeing strain on schools, housing and health services. The economy is also teetering on the edge. Tax rises on business are resulting in rising unemployment, and more than 2,561 households in Oldham have signed on to universal credit since the general election. This perilous state of affairs is only worsened by the asylum crisis. We must be proactive and not reactive. While some politicians scream and shout from the sidelines, I am asking full council to support this Conservative group's pragmatic resolutions. This council must assess the merits of seeking an injunction against asylum accommodation and challenge any plans to house illegal migrants in Oldham Borough. We must also call for proper consultation and put on record our deep concerns about the disproportionate pressure this will place on local infrastructure, services and communities by writing to the Home Office and Ministry of Local Government, Housing and the clues in the name communities. And finally, this is the perfect opportunity to take the practical step to protect this council while it's in draft form by introducing the strictest possible limitations on housing hospitality stock being converted to asylum accommodation in the Oldham local plan, which will make success at the High Court more likely if necessary. Thank you, Mr Mayor.